Oh, Peter, can you reach that box of rice? Ow!
Oh, sorry, Lois.
Lois Griffin, the voice of reason and the glue that holds the Griffin family together, has had her fair share of ups and downs in Family Guy. But, oh, the humanity Lois has endured some of the most cringe-worthy, jaw-dropping, and downright disturbing moments in the show's history. Today we will dive into the 7 worst things that have happened to Lois. Number 7. Forced to gain weight. You might think that Peter, of all people, would be understanding when Lois started to gain weight. But you would be wrong.
It's not a big deal.
Yeah, it's a slippery slope, Lois. You start with 5 pounds, and then one day, boom, you wake up and you're on the practice with 16 rings in your ear.
Oh, you're one to talk. Look how fat you are.
Lois, men aren't fat. Only fat women are fat.
He ruthlessly insults her, at least until he discovers the wonders of fat sex.
Try harder.
Ow, Peter,
Ow,
if you just,
Lois, that hurts.
stop for 1 second and
Ow.
Peter, are we having sex?
Let's check. Just lift up that fold right there. Yep.
Then he encourages her to gain weight, which, if you can imagine, is even worse than him putting her down.
Boobs? I didn't know whose boobs I was grabbing. Your boobs or my boobs?
I know, it was amazing. Much better than that night you pretended your penis was Danny Aiello.
He insists she get fatter and literally stuffs her face with cake.
You fine?
Hey, I'm not even hungry.
I want you bigger. I want you fatter. It will please me.
She gains so much weight that she has a heart attack and almost dies.
Oh, my chest hurts too. Oh my God. Peter, I think I'm having a heart attack.
Oh, me too, sweetie, me too.
No, Peter, I'm really having a heart attack.
And this is still only one of several times Lois has almost died by Peter's hand. Number 6. Killed by Stewie. In a twisted plot hatched by her own son, Lois narrowly escaped death at sea.
I would have been dead if it hadn't been for a passing merman.
Stewie, the seemingly innocent toddler, meticulously planned his mother's demise, culminating in a staged murder on a cruise ship, though fate intervened in the form of a mythical sea creature.
Who treated my wounds and carried me to safety. It sounds romantic, I know, but unfortunately he was kind of the reverse of what you'd expect a merman to be.
I wish to make love to you.
Oh, no, thank you.
What are you talking about? I thought this was a woman's fantasy.
Yeah, but this is sort of the opposite.
The fact that Stewie was even capable of such a heinous act shattered the illusion of safety within her own home. Psychological trauma of this ordeal undoubtedly left a lasting scar. Number 5. Gets shot by Peter. After finding out that Lois is Jewish, Peter tries to shoot her.
Yes, when she moved to America, her family changed their name. It was originally Hebrewburg Money Grabber. That makes you Jewish, Lois. And your children, too.
Oh, this kind of rocks my world.
Also an anti-Semitic hate crime. Now that's a loving husband, right?
Dad?
What do you think you're doing, Peter? You were raised Catholic. If you forsake your religion, you'll spend eternity in hell.
Oh, God, I don't want that.
Then you better knock off all the Jewish stuff.
Well, all right, if that's what you think is best.
As Lois is walking out to the mailbox to get the mail, Peter watches her through the scope of a rifle and takes a shot at her.
Relax, Lois. I was aiming for the mailbox. I'm just trying to make a point.
Good morning, Lois.
Peter, for God's sake! I am so sorry, Mort.
No problem, Lois. That's just how people say hello to me. Hey, Joe.
Hey, Mort.
Lois freaks out, as you might expect, but Peter is so nonchalant about the whole thing. Seriously, how many times does Peter have to try to kill Lois before she calls it quits? Number 4. Betrayed by Brian. Brian's actions in this instance represent a significant breach of trust and respect for Lois. Though Lois approached Brian for help with a problem involving her infant.
Right, whip 'em out, woman. It's time for the afternoon meal.
My goodness, Stewie, I guess you're hungry. Honey, not so rough this time. Mommy's very sore.
And by the way, let's be clear, I only like you as a friend.
Instead of offering genuine support, Brian took advantage of this vulnerability.
I I have seen a lot of medical shows.
You see, the areola is very tender here, and I think one of his new teeth may have bitten down right on the duct.
Deception allowed him to justify his inappropriate behavior. Brian's prolonged ogling of Lois and subsequent suggestive proposition constitutes sexual harassment. This behavior is not only disrespectful but also deeply uncomfortable and inappropriate. Number 3. Pushed into the lake. Peter's cavalier attitude when it comes to parenting always irks Lois.
I'm saying is that you just need to find an activity that you and Stewie can share. Oh, Peter, can you reach that box of rice? Ow!
Oh, sorry, Lois.
Oh, that rice got you, bitch.
So this time she urges him to bond with Stewie, believing they are too distant from each other. This turns out to be a wrong move on her part, since their idea of bonding involves tormenting her.
What do you think I'm doing? I'm bonding with Stewie.
The father-son duo plays many dangerous pranks on her, culminating in them pushing her car into the lake while she is inside. Number 2. Peter threw hot grease at her. Peter has gotten away with a lot of bad behavior due to his stupidity. But when he is deemed mentally challenged, he takes this to a whole other level. He takes full advantage of the situation by starting a Bible fight in church.
Living creatures and... Bible fight!
Barging into women's bathrooms and causing trouble wherever he goes while blaming it on being mentally challenged.
Jeez, didn't you hear me a second ago? I'm retarded.
Oh, you're just curious. Well, let me show you how everything works down there.
His worst offense is when he jumps behind the counter at a fast food restaurant and accidentally pours hot grease all over Lois.
Peter, get back here!
No freaking way. The fryer later. Oh, I am so taking this. Uh-oh.
And this isn't even the only time Peter has almost killed Lois. Number 1. Her legs were broken. Peter drags Lois to a fantasy baseball camp at Fenway Park, hoping to live out his dream of playing with the pros. To his dismay, Lois is invited to join the camp as well.
How could he not see that? I even held up my arm with my other hand.
That is the most noticeable way to raise your hand.
Okay, Griffin, you go out there and be the base runner.
Since they are short of one player and Peter's guest was supposed to play. Lois turns out to be a natural at baseball, charming everyone with her skill and wit.
It'll be like tagging a barn.
While Peter makes a fool of himself with his clumsy and arrogant antics. When Lois is picked to play second base and Peter is up to bat, he tries to show off by sliding into the base. But instead he crashes into Lois and snaps her leg.
Yeah! Now that's a big league slide, huh, Coach?
Damn it! I think it's broken!
Peter's reckless and selfish behavior angers his teammates and gets him kicked out of the camp. Thanks for watching. Be sure to like and subscribe to our channel for more Family Guy content.